I can't let no hoe to lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stress the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening. Is it factive? If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So I walk, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still about my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Let's get right to it, dog, you know it's raw. Well, let me catch you if you're showing off. I wanted to get you, I hold it off. Thought he was solid, but told it off. Running the field with the underdogs. Don't wanna get involved. I can admit it, I know what it's time, and I'm tripping, I got every group. Niggas a fumble a bag, I get to the cash fast, gotta salute. I've been a hustler, look how I'm coming up. You running your mouth, better run it up. I'm running this shit like a big dog. Living my movie, they pissed off. Pushing the law, cause we in charge. They gon' play this in the synagogues. How do I feel? I'm feeling great. Bigger the problem, the bigger the plate. Making my move, that shit gotta wait. Ahead of my time, keep it in line. Put on their face, I just learned to keep it all to myself. Wait, a couple of niggas that hang with me, that'll bang for me. If I'm doing bad, never change on me.
We the salt of the earth. We the motherfucking underdogs. We underestimated. You understand what I'm saying?
I got tunnel vision. There's a bunch of ways I'm gonna get it. It's my way or the highway if you ain't fucking with it. Do what I say or go about your fucking business and take this money with you. I ain't dealing with no fucking children if they not my own. Going by myself, I'ma die alone. These bitches catch my wave and more just hopping on. They hear what I make, it starts to turn them on. I think it's sorcery, the way they ride the bone. The black magic stick, they stopping by my home when I'm not even home. I'd rather be alone, so I can conquer shit, and I can see it wrong. I just keep popping shit, cause I won't be here long. I'm hopping on the road, and get my diesel on. She wanna drop it low, and get her eagle on. My new bitch bad as fuck, she look like Nia Long. I came up from the dirt, was born right under y'all. And just like God of wine, said I just want the ball. These niggas seasonal, I watch them leave and fall. The last gon' finish first, cause we some underdogs.
They say the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Nigga, we gon' rule this kingdom, nigga. This one West. Talk to 'em.
Pride to the first set. Slide to the moon for a boss all said ghetto, then I got him, that's my doggy dog. Don't bark, gotta mean bite, we them underdogs. Almost off the wire, 5 yards, I'm pressing all of y'all. 9 niggas up like I'm director from a casting call. I don't give a fuck, you want beef? Neck to all of y'all. UPK priest, lace up boost, then it's time to ball. The clip name Wendy, all these shells, I'ma let them fall. Niggas claim they better than like who they think they better than. One West Soldier, best believe we got that medal in. Last name Cannon, cause I still got them drummers in. Kept I set that trap to hell, yeah, I'ma let them know. Underdog, you niggas tripping, we'll be popping on you sniffing. Real crafty with that smithing, locked in on the mission, rocking all out. Who the type to hop out, you be bitching, cop the crew time. Now the Glock, glitch it, nigga.
Every dog has his day.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga, man? Where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath Alham wa Idea Yahau. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so Al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he fucking need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had friends on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Alright, shalom Israel, shalom. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'Shem Yahushua to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Latinos for America, the transatlantic Harlem slave trade, your identity according to the Bible, your identity, your culture, your lineage, your history, and your language. All right, tonight's the Lashawan Qadash class where I teach brothers and sisters how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. All right, so let's, without further ado, see who we got up in here. Shalom to who we got? We got Ryan Kwa. Shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Alatha Bahashim Yahushai. Most High Christ. I can see you put your registry in there. I'll get to that in a sec. We got let's see this here, Sister TJ. All right, Shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Thamar. All right, Sister Thamar. Yahweh Shema Alatha Bahashim Yahushai. Oh no, that's a different sister like it. So that sister here, this sister here, Sister Thamar. Yahweh Shema Alatha Bahashim Yahushai. We got a brother here, Yahweh Shema Yahushai Barakatah, a young man. All right, Most High Christ. I also see brothers and sisters are putting a registry in the comments. So we got his brother here put his registry, young man Michael Ban Hawada Ban Yasha'ala. All right, Most High Christ. So Michael, son of Judah, the son of Israel. All right, no sweat. And we also got the sister Rab Kwa Bath Ra'al Ban Yasha'ala. So Rab Kwa, the daughter of Reuben, the son of Israel. All right, Most High Christ. Okay, so what we're gonna do over tonight's class, kind of did over the last class, is we going over different sentences we can form using the various forms of weather. I want to expand on last week's class, get into it. So let me see. Let me get my screen loaded up. We're going to go through the Hebrew alphabet. All right. Also, if anyone has any questions or any suggestions throughout the class, make sure you put your questions, your suggestions in the comments. Also, let me drop these right here. For anybody who's still working on obtaining their Hebrew name, make sure you fill in this attendance sign-in sheet. All right, so I'm about to put that in the comments right now. And pin it on all the pages too. Also, y'all let me know if there's any lag or connection issues. I put a 1 if it's to Rob, or a 1 West. Put 2 if it's a little choppy. It seems to be going in and out for me. Just let me know. All right. Pin these messages on the page. Put a boom. Put a bang. I'm gonna put this up. So attendance sign-in is required to get credit for all ISUPK benefits, including your Hebrew name. All right. So if you're still doing the 90 days, you haven't earned your name yet, make sure you fill in that attendance sign-in sheet. All right. Okay. I'm waiting for some brother or sister to let me know whether the internet connection is to Wab. Y'all let me know, all right? So let me see. I can join on another device where I usually check the comments out. Let me see about this. Refresh. Okay. So we also got Kyle joining in, Messiah Christ. All right. Audio. What's up? All right, cool. Let me get Kyle up in here. All right, Shalom, Kyle. Yahweh Shema Alatha Bahashim Yahushai. How you doing? You Tawab? Messiah Christ. I also had a brother check in. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Barakatah. Yalad Yasaf. It's a young man Yasaf checking in from Slavery in Louisiana. Messiah Christ. Good to see you. All right. It says Tawab. All right. Messiah Christ. Messiah Christ. The connections to Tawab. Just let me know if there's any issues. All right. So without further ado, through the alphabet for me. Welcome to the show. Most High in Christ. All right, Most High in Christ. Excellent. So I'm going to put that on the screen. For anybody who's not familiar with the Hebrew alphabet, You want to make sure you learn this. You want to make sure you get it committed to memory. All right, it's the foundation. As with any language, the foundation of the language is the alphabet. So you want to be able to identify letters, know what they are, know how to put them together. All right, let me share this on the screen. All right, so y'all can see there as a sister read. So you can read this is the ancient Hebrew or the Paleo Hebrew. You read Abba Gada Hawazaka Ta Ya Kala Manasa I Pa Tazakwa Ra Sha and Tha. All right, so that's the ancient Hebrew alphabet. You also have the modern Hebrew right here, which is where you'll find most resources is written in this Hebrew. You want to just be able to convert these letters into this. I convert these letters and their pronunciations. You pronounce them the same way. All right, returning back to our ancient language. Okay, so let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see, starting. Let's calculate where we're going to be in these Sabbath service verses as well. All right, so let's scroll down right here. What we're doing over this class is we are forming sentences. So we're doing a carry on. We're expounding on last week's class where we went through weather, which for anyone who didn't attend that class, I can show y'all this right here is a quick recap of the different words for various forms of weather and also like the seasons as well, right? So like as you can see right here, in Hebrew, that you don't really have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. You mainly just have like the hot season or summer, including spring and summer, and then you have the cold season, which would be your autumn and winter or fall and winter. All right. So you can see each of these words if you want to take a screenshot for anyone who may not have attended last week's class. But basically expounding from this, we're going to translate and form some sentences and phrases, expounding upon different forms of weather or things to do with weather, even things that may not be weather, a specific type of weather, but related. All right. So, Kyla, I know you had a lot of suggestions. If you want to go through the list of sentences you wanted to translate.
I was just listening to the class on my phone.
Your mic is okay. Hold on, and you have it to your mouth.
Well, I have on my shirt like I usually do.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Let me try. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on. We'll do a sound check now. Kyla, if you could speak for me, brother, for sure. Let me see. Can you, and y'all in the comments, can you hear the sister Tawab, or is there an issue with her mic? Let's see. I'm trying to come off this page. Run it back. Very low. Okay. All right, the water. Hold on. And it's right on your shirt, right? Okay, I see it. Okay. It might be.
It sounds as if like I'm not talking into it.
Right. Okay, the mic might be off. All right. Do you mind saying they can't hear you? All right, hold on 1 second. All right, mic check. Hold on. I'm just gonna feed through my mic. Try this again. Do a sound check. Just speaking to the mic. Just say mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Let me see. Can y'all hear the sister now? I'm trying to listen to all. Let me know if you can hear the sister now, if it's louder. Okay, like you hearing yourself on the playback? The same. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's the best solution here? Turn. Pass me that mic. Turn your mic on your device. Let's see if I can. Okay. Can you be heard now?
Not sure.
Okay, I can kind of hear you on my side. The problem is it's gonna echo the sound. You want to try going into the other room? It might work though. All right. Okay. While the sister gets back on, gets settled, what I'm gonna do, I had some of them noted down. As a matter of fact, I can go through the ones that we had noted down from last week. All right. So one of the sentences we had. Matter of fact, let me get some. One of the sentences that we had translated, and these were the sister suggestions. Is, let me go back here. Like how to say the sky is very beautiful. So we have various forms of weather, but to say is very beautiful. Okay, and the way we had translated that, let me just get this part. So to say the slate that, you would say Ha Shemayim, which is how you'd say the sky. So Ha is a preposition meaning the. Then you'd say Shemayim, which is the sky. And then to say beautiful, the most common word to say beautiful is Yapa, right? So you just say Yapa. And then to say it's very, right? To emphasize how beautiful the sky is, right? You would use the word Ma'ad, right? Ma'ad is a word which it's like an adverb, or it describes a verb or an adjective. It means like exceedingly, greatly, it emphasizes the point. All right. Also, shalom to the sister checking in from Lubbock, TX, Texas. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah B'Hashem Yahushai. All right. So the way you say the sky is beautiful, you would just say Ha Shemayim Yapa. If you're saying it's very beautiful or very pretty, you'd say Ha Shemayim Yapa Ma'ad. Right. That Ma'ad just emphasizes the point. Okay. So we had that one down. Another one we had translated is I love watching the sunset. All right, this is another suggestion from the sister. So to say I love watching the sunset. Now, I'm actually making an amendment to how we had translated this one earlier. So we had translated this previously. To say I love, you could say Anya Wahab. Okay, how this translates, you got Anya, which is I or I am, and then the word for love is ahab. But if you're using it in the present tense sort of setting, you'd add a wa in between the first and second letter, and that's Hebrew letters. So in the Hebrew, you have an ah, ha, and a ba, right, or right to left, ah, ha, and ba, right? You'd add a wa in between the first and second letter, so it'd become awahab, right? It's almost like saying love ing or love in the present tense. Okay, then to say watching, you could put, I believe we put previously shawama to say watching, Now, shawama, and I had a look at this earlier, is more along the lines of like watching something to protect or to guard. Shema more typically means to guard, to keep as well. It can mean that as in like to keep commandments or observe commandments, to keep something sacred, as in like to, in a sense, to protect it, to keep it, to make sure, nothing strays. Whereas to watch, I want to change the word to use ra'ah. Now, ra'ah is a word which means to see, to look, to behold, right? Like in the name Ra'alban, the name for Reuben means behold the sun. So if we use the word ra'ah, it would mean like I love looking at the sunset or seeing the sunset. In essence, I love watching the sunset. All right, so we're going to use the way we make ra'ah present tense. You just say ra-wa'ah. All right, so ra-wa'ah. And then the sunset in Hebrew is ma ba'ah hashamash. Right? And ma ba'ah hashamash basically translates to the going in of the sun. Right? So when the sun, the sun comes out, it goes, to the highest point throughout the day, and then goes back down, and then goes back into where you can't see it. Right, so that's the meaning of Maba'ah Hashamash. It's the going in of the sun. It's when the sun's like going away. Okay, so Anya Awahab Rawa'ah Maba'ah Hashamash. I love watching the sunset, or the sun. The sun going down. Okay, the sun going in. Okay, I also had some other phrases. Let me see. Let me get the other phrases that I translated. If I go back to where we at? It's gonna be this one. The sentences I had translated were these two. So to say like the sun is very strong, and that was relating to like in the UK we had a heat wave and the heat was going crazy. All right, so I had some sentences relating to that. So to say the sun is very strong, or the heat from the sun is greater than yesterday, like to say it's hotter than yesterday. All right, so we had those two phrases. So let me get back to where we was just at and add these two in as well. Okay, so we got, just paste it and move it as necessary. All right, so to say the sun is very strong, you would say Hashamash Kazak I'm Ma'ad, right? Ma'ad. So Hashamash is the sun, Kazak means strong, and then Ma'ad is very, right? Now in Hebrew, there's no like Hebrew word for is. You would just basically say the sun, very strong, right? So Hashamash Kazak Ma'ad. All right, we got a question on here. So like I said, does ma'ad break down to a word, or is it used similarly to how we use the word ath? Kazak, ma'ad, I should say, is kind of more its own word. It does have a definition. Now the word ath doesn't have a definition. It just tells you what the verb applies to. So ma'ad is slightly different in that way. It's more of like an adverb, or like a, let me even find it. Let me find it again. If I would go to here, because it's a couple different types of words. Like an adverb describes a verb. What's the word that describes an adjective? Is it just an adjective? An adjective is a describing word, but what describes a describing word? See, now we're getting philosophical with it. All right, so let me find my ad. Let me find my ad right here. Where we at? Ma'ad means very, greatly, exceedingly. It is an adjective. Yeah, so I guess you just call it an adjective. An adjective, an adverb, or substantive. Okay, so it's more of a actual word than ath. All right, and how you'd use that. Okay. So let me move these over here. The other sentence we had translated is to say the sun or the heat from the sun is greater than yesterday, right? Basically to say it's hotter than yesterday, right? You'd say hakam, right, which is the heat, then hashamash, which is basically, oh, it's like I need to be back on this screen. All right, so hakam, hashamash is the heat of the sun, right? Then you'd say gadal, which means greater, and then ma thamawal is from yesterday, right? So ma as a preposition means from or of. Thamawal means yesterday, right? So hakam, hashamash, gadal, mathamawal. The heat from the sun is greater than yesterday, or greater from yesterday. Okay. Now, Kyla, I know you had some suggestions. Do you have let me see if you could unmute. Let me see if your audio's to Rob now.
Khan, I have a few suggestions.
Okay, I can hear you as well. All right, go ahead.
Salakia, the connection seems kind of behind.
Okay, the connect. Okay, hold on. Let me see. One was to Rob. Okay, the audio's to Rob. I'm not sure if the connection is on my side or your side. I think I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing it's kind of smooth. It might be on your side. Try and see if you can connect to the to a different connection. What I'll do in the meantime is I know I have some suggestions listed down. I'll go through them if that's to Rob. Okay. All right. So one of the suggestions the sister had, let's see, we had look at the clouds. All right. So that's, say if you're walking by your children and you're saying, look at the clouds, this one looks like this one looks like this one looks like that, right? How to say look at the clouds in Hebrew. Okay, the way you would say this, to say look, again, you could use that word ra'ah. All right, so ra'ah. And then to say at the clouds, you could say, really, you don't really need a word for at. I think you can use the word ba, or you could just say ha ainanyam, which translates to look the clouds. Right, so either way is fine. You could either say ba ainanyam, which would be to like look on the clouds, but ba can be translated as like in, at, or with. So I wouldn't really use that one. I'd more just say ra'ah ha ainanyam. All right, it's the simplest form to say look at the clouds. And you're basically saying look the clouds or behold the clouds, right? Or even saying like ra'ah can mean like see, look, behold. So you're saying see the clouds, right? Look the clouds or behold the clouds. That is in essence what you're saying. All right, so ra'ah ha'ainanyam. All right, as we got from over here, the word for cloud is ainan. All right, you can see it right here, ainan. All right, so to say the clouds ha'ainanyam. Okay. Then we had, let me see. Kayla, did you manage to like refresh and try switch to a different internet?
Khan, my connection's fine.
Connections to Wob. Okay. Do you want to go through some of your other suggestions?
Khan. I have let's go walk by the seashore and watch the sunset.
Excellent. All right, so let's go walk. You said by the seashore?
and
watch the sunset. Okay, most high in Christ. So part of the sentence we kind of already have with this one here, right? So we're using most of this part. Okay, but to say let's go walk by the seashore. Now to say let's or let us do this, let us do that, the way you do it is to say the future tense for we. So you'd say it in the same way as saying we are going to walk by the seashore and we are going to watch the sunset. The way you do that for the future tense verbs for we, if I can show you all right here, to say we are doing X, the way you do it is you add na at the beginning of the verb. Now, what's the verb for go or walk?
halak.
Halak. All right, halak. Okay, so the word for halak, the word for go or walk is halak. So how would we say let us go or let us walk? What would we say there?
Nahalak.
Nahalak. Excellent. All right, so nahalak means either we are going, or you could use that to say let us go or let us walk, right? So nahalak, and then we're saying by the seashore, right? Now the way you'd say seashore, there's two ways you can say it. You could either say shapath hayawam, or it's like not hayawam, hayam, which basically translates to mouth of the sea, right? Or border of the sea. Or you can say kawap hayam, right? So either shapath or kawap hayam. Kawap is more like the shore or the side. You can use it to say even beach, right? It would be more like the path is used in a lot of contexts, whereas shawap is used primarily to say like the seashore or the coast or the beach, that type of thing. Right? So you'd say nahalak. Now what you'd say or on the seashore or at the seashore, you would say ba. Right? So I'm going to use ba, either shapath hayam or kawap hayam. I think for this instance, I would more use kawap because it's more specific to like the coast or the shore. But you, by all means, you can use shapath hayam, which is like saying the border of the sea. Okay. Both are used. I think shapath is more frequent, but to me, kawap is more specific. Then we have, so we're saying and watch, right? So the way you say and watch, you have wa, meaning and then how would you say, you're basically saying let us, so you're saying let us walk by the seashore and let us watch the sunset. So you still need to have that na at the beginning of the verb. So how would we say let us watch the sunset?
Nashamar or Nara'a.
Nara'a, right? So the one we're going to use is Nara'a. Okay, so wa and na here are prepositions. All right, so wa, nara'a, I might even, to make it easier, wa nara'a, and then the sunset is ma ba'a ha shamash. Okay, so and let us watch, let us see, let us behold the going in of the sun. Okay, Shalom also to the trooper Yawakwayam, Yahawbashim Yahushua Barakatah. All right, Most High in Christ, brother checking in from ISUPK Cape Town, South Africa. Most High in Christ. All right, cool. All right, so Nahalak, I would say Ba Kawap Hayam, but you can't say Ba Shapath Hayam. Okay, then you'd say Wa Nara'a Maba'a Hashamash. So, and let us see, let us behold the sundown or sunset, right? The going in of the sun. Okay. Now let's see. I think there is a slight delay as well. I know you were saying, Kyle, there's a slight delay on the line. Now, again, if there's any issues on my side or the sister side where any of us chopping up, please just let us know in the comments so we can sort of make adjustments accordingly. Like if I need to just switch my connection, try and get a stronger one, just let me know. Let me also turn my devices off the Wi-Fi. Should make that stronger. All right, cool. Are there any other? I mean, I had plenty of suggestions. So what's the next? I'm not gonna say are there any other. What's the next suggestion you got?
The snow will be thick this week.
Also, if anyone else has any suggestions or phrases you want me to translate, just let me know. Oh, my apologies. I think it was a delayed thing. You said the storm. The storm is what?
The snow will be thick this week.
The snow. My apologies. So the snow will be thick this week. Okay. All right. I should even ask, do you have an idea of how we'd say this?
Ha-shalag.
So hashalag is the snow. Now the word for thick or like to be thick, I don't think that's a word we've mainly gone through. So I had gone over it a bit earlier. If we can find it here, you see this verb right here, iba, means thick or thicker. We're just going to the verb. So we're saying it's going to be thick or thicker, right? This is a verb meaning to be thick, be fat, or be gross, primarily meaning to grow dense or to grow or be thicker, right? So this is the verb we're going to use, right? So now we have the verb for thicker, which is, or to be thick, which is iba, right? You can almost think it comes from the same root as ib, which is like a thick cloud. But iba means to be thick, or probably ib comes from the verb, right? But now we want to make it future tense. So how would we say will be thick?
What's the word again? You said iba. Iba. Na iba.
You said what?
Na iba.
So na iba would be like to say we will be thick or let us be thick. But if we referring to the snow, then what we would do is basically use it or he.
Yeah.
That's the rule that we want for future tense. So we add ya at the beginning, right? So ya is how to say either he will do something or it will do something if you're not talking about a specific person. In this instance, we're talking about the snow. So you'd use ya, right? So ya iba would be will be thick, right? Will be thick or will be thicker. Then how would you say this week? I believe there's two different ways you can say it.
Za Shabawai.
So in the order, if you're using za, you would put za at the end. It's like an adjective. So you would say Shabawai za, or another way you can say it. So we put Shabawai za. So za is an adjective meaning this, right? This particular week. Or you could say ha Shabawai. The same way like to say today is ha Yawam, right? It would be like saying this week. Okay, so hashalag ya aiba Shabawai za, or hashalag ya aiba hashabawai. The snow will be thick this week, or will be thicker this week. Okay. All right, no sign Christ. Let me put this banner up. So if there's any words or phrases anyone wants translated in the Hebrew, put them in the comments. Also, did I miss something earlier? I did. We put this in the comments too. If there's any brothers or sisters that want to join these classes live, like you see Kaya live, you see other students coming in and out, just get in contact with us. Let us know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader, and we can get you tuned in, right? So you can ask questions live. You can be asked questions live. It's way better for learning than just watching. You can be live and interacting. All right. So let me put that in the comments. Let me start those. All right. So what other suggestions do you have?
The rain will bring a flood.
The rain will bring. Say again.
Or cause a flood.
Or cause. The rain will bring or cause a flood. Okay. Right. To say the rain will bring or cause a flood. Do you have an idea of how you'd say that?
Hagasham.
Hagasham. All right. And Gasham is what?
Heavy rain.
Heavy rain. Like Gasham is your heavy rain, your showers. Right? So Hagasham. Go ahead.
I don't recall the word for bring.
Okay, no sweat. The way to say will bring, and there's probably it's probably different. So there's one way it will say will cause to come, right? Or will bring would be like ya baya'a, right? So you have ba'a, which means to come. Baya'a would be to cause to come. So that would be like to bring. And then you do ya baya'a. So that would be the future tense. Right? So Hagasham ya baya'a. Right? So you have ya as the preposition here, meaning the future tense. Then you have ya in the middle, making it causative. So it will cause to bring. Okay? Or it will cause to come. And then you would say, to say a flood, there's two ways you could say it. I think one is like your general flood where it's just too much water and it causes an overflow. And then you have which is shatap. And then you have mabawal. Now mabawal is more like your catastrophic flood. That's more like a tsunami, or a hurricane comes in and brings a whole wave of water, and now it's a flood. You know what I'm saying? The flood is up to the houses type situation. That's where you'd more kind of use Mabawal, and that was the word that was used in the flood during Noah's time. So that was a flood that covered a lot of land. It's less an overflow, and maybe just water, gushing down and flooding that way, but more of a, things are being covered in water. All right, so if we got Ya by Ya, so we'll cause to bring, you can either say Mabawal, which is your flood like a hurricane type flood, where this is above houses type situation, or if you have like running water and it's flushing in, causing a flood like that, you would use the word Shatap. Okay. Another way to say this as well is, instead of saying Ya by Ya, which will be like will cause to bring, you could say Yahaya, right? What Yahaya means is will become, right? So the heavy rain, the showers will become a flood, or will become an overflow, or I think they define it as like a deluge, which is a type of flood or flooding. Okay, so you can say Hagasham, Ya Baya'a, Mabawal, or Shatap, depending on the type of flood, or you could say Magasham, Yahaya, Mabawal, or Shatap. Okay, I just want to make it clear that these two are the options to say either will bring, or will cause to come, or will become. Okay, so there's two different ways you can say that. And then the flood, you have Mabawal, is more like a, like a serious flood, like a tsunami or a hurricane or something that's drawing a lot of water and covering houses or covering things in water. Shatap is your overflow. This is where, you have heavy running water that's flooding in. Okay. All right. Also, shalom to your sister, shalom sis, Yahweh Shema, Thabashmi Oshai, Rib of Trooper, Yahweh Koyam, the brother checked in earlier. Good to see you, sis. Yahweh Shema, Thabashmi Oshai. Also, Sister Marisa checked in. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema, Thabashmi Oshai. She put a register in here too. Marisa Bath Banyamyan Banya Shal, Most High in Christ. Marisa, daughter of Benjamin, the son of Israel. All right, okay. Sister Asalaki, if I may, can you break down the alphabet? When you say break down the alphabet, what do you mean? You want like go over the alphabet, or are you saying break down the alphabet in terms of like its origin? Because like each of these letters have like a symbolic root that the letter represents. Are you talking that level, or just going over the Hebrew alphabet? Just let me know. All right, for now we'll carry on. All right, so what we got next?
The rain will cause the streets to flood.
The rain will cause the streets to flood. Okay. Rain will cause the streets to flood. Okay, that's a good one. Right, the streets, or I'll put like in addition, or roads. Okay. All right, do you have an idea of how we'd say that?
Hamatar.
Hamatar, or you could use the same thing with Hagasham, which is the heavy rain. You could use either way. All right. So Matar is the generic word for rain, but if we're talking about rain that's going to cause a flood, you're typically going to use Hagasham. But you could really do either way. So if you wanted to put both, I can put both. Hagasham or Ha-Natar, which is just your generic word for rain. Okay? And then how would you say will cause the streets or the roads to overflow, if you have an idea?
Yahaya.
Yahaya. So
Or
yeah.
probably not. I'm not sure for the will cause the streets part.
Okay, no sweat. So let's see. I think the word, so will cause the streets to flood. And now in this instance, we're talking about shatap. Now this shatap here can be either a noun, meaning an overflow or a flood, or it could be used as a verb, meaning to overflow, to flood, or to wash away. So this is the verb that we're going to use in this instance. Right now, if we're saying, we could either say it will, like just saying it will overflow, or it will cause to overflow, or it will cause to wash away. So there's two different ways you could say it. You could say either ya shatap, which would be will overflow. Hold on. Will overflow, or ya sha ta yap, which would be will cause to overflow. Okay, it's two different ways you can form that verb. And then to say the streets or the roads, how would you say that in Hebrew?
Darakium. Hadarakium.
Darakium.
Oh,
Exactly.
Darakium.
So darak in Hebrew means like way or path or road. Right. So say if you have certain paths, right, certain roads, and these streets would form the same thing, hadarakium, right? It's causing the streets to flood or to overflow. Okay. So what did I just do? All right. So hadarakium. Okay. So hagasham, yashatap, hadarakium, or hagasham, yashatayap, which would be will cause to overflow the streets or the roads, hadarakium. I think this is getting a little confused. Let me take out Hamatar in this instance, because we're going to use the heavy rain, so it is less confusion. So Hagasham Yashatap, the heavy rain will overflow Hadarakim, the streets, or the heavy rain will cause to overflow the streets. So you could kind of say it either way. Okay. All right. We'll give you some time to write that down. Also, okay, so the sister wanted to go over the Hebrew alphabet. All right, no sweat. I can certainly do so. So let me go up to the top. And what you'll want to do, if you don't have already, you'll want to go, you'll want to either take a screenshot, or you can just email us and request the Hebrew alphabet sheet, and you can get it sent. All right, so to go over the Hebrew alphabet, in Hebrew you read from right to left. So you start here with A. Right, now each of these letters is pronounced sharp. You have A, Ba, Ga, Da. Right, so if you want to take a screenshot, you have here like the letter and how it's pronounced. So A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za. Then this letter is pronounced as Ka. Right, Ka. Then Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I. So I is basically the only variation. Everything else has an A sound. Right? A, Ba, Ga, Da. The only one that's different is I. Right? That's where you get words like Yahawashai, or any other word that uses an I. Right? Nasai, which means to journey. Right? So on and so forth. Then you got Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. Now, if you see these letters below here, this is your modern Hebrew, right? So you'll want to be able to identify these letters and convert it and pronounce it like this, like the ancient. Now, these are basically lined up. This is A, this is Ba, this is Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya. Now, when you get to here, you'll see there's two letters for ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. So each of those 5 letters have 2 different forms in the modern Hebrew. The way it works is you'd use this letter if the letter is at the beginning or somewhere in the middle of a word, and you'd use this form if the letter is at the end of a word. Like if you're using barak, which means bless, you'd use this ka at the end if you're writing it in the modern Hebrew, or if you're reading it in the modern Hebrew, this ka will be at the end. If you have a word like mayam, you'll use this ma in the beginning, then you have the ya, then you'll use this ma at the end, ma yam, right? If it's ending in the letter, you use the second form, right? So on and so forth. It's just the same format. So you want to make sure you have this sheet. If you don't have it saved down, you can either take a screenshot. Let me get a good frame so you can take a screenshot, or I've also put in here like how to state your registry. So yeah, take a screenshot or just hit us up either by email or Facebook and request the Hebrew alphabet sheet. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the if you need anything further with the Hebrew alphabet, this down here is just like handwritten versions of the Assyrian, of the modern Hebrew. All right, so if you need anything further, just let me know. Okay, let's go back to where we was at. All right, cool. Kyla, what we got next?
A storm is coming.
A storm is coming. Okay, a storm is coming. Okay. Now, how would we say this? What's the Hebrew word for storm?
Sa'ir.
Sa'ir, right? So Sa'ir would be a storm, a tempest. It could also relate to things like a hurricane. So if we go over here to the weather, you'll see Sa'ir right here, a tempest, a whirlwind, so things like strong wind, things like tornadoes, storms with strong wind, or hurricanes, things of that nature would be Sa'ir. All right. So we got Sa'ir, which is storm. And how would you say it? Now you can say, if you just said Sa'ir, it would just be like storm is coming. So a way you'd say like a storm or the storm, you could use the preposition ha. Or you could just, let me see. If you was to leave it as it is, let me see, does that translate the same? I think you may just be able to leave it as it is. I think the way I'd usually do it is to put a ha, but let me take a quick look. If you was just to say Sa'ir, and how would you say it's coming?
Bawa'ah.
Bawa'ah, right? So to say, I do it here, a storm. I think you'd usually put like ha to say a specific thing, or to say the storm. Let me see if I do a storm. Okay, so right. You can't just do it as Sa'ir. I probably right. So Sa'ir, and then how would you say it's coming again?
Bawa'ah.
Bawa'ah, right? This is how you'd say a storm is coming, or a hurricane, or a tempest is coming, right? There's another way you could do Sa'ir is coming. You could say like, there will be a storm, right? To say there will be a storm, or you could say, so this is a storm is coming. You can say a storm will come. Another way to say that would be Yaba'ah. So that's how you say a storm will come. You can also say, there will be a storm. To say this, how would you say there will be a storm? Or just think of like saying it will be a storm. You're not sure?
Yeah. I forget the word for.
There's a word which means be, to be, or become. See if that triggers.
Haya.
Haya, right? So you would say ya haya, right? Ya haya, which means it will be or it will become. And then you would just say sa'aya, right? Ya haya sa'aya. It will be a storm. Okay? Or there will be a storm is how you translate it. Okay? It's like I need to put in the Hebrew sa'aya. Okay? We had a question in Shalom to Priest and Officer 50, Mayaka Allah Bangad, Mosai Christ from Baltimore, Yahabashim Yoshabata. The brother asked the question, is the correct way to say faith in Yahweh is Amawana Baya? If so, is there a difference between it being masculine or feminine as a name for a child? Okay, so if you're using the word faith, Amawana, hold on. Let me find, I'll go over here. So if we say faith, let's have a look for it. Search. We're saying faith in Yahweh. Of course, so you put Yah to shorten the Lord's name. Okay. Right. So you got Amawana. So this would be your noun. This would be more, this is a feminine version of the noun. You also got Amawan, right? So this is the feminine noun. You got Amawan, it means faithfulness, firmness. You know, so that's faith if you're doing it for a girl. If you're doing it for a boy, you'd use Amawan, which is a masculine noun. It means the same thing. Okay, so if you're doing it for a girl, you do Amawana. Now if you're forming names, you can kind of play around with it a little bit. But if you put in the let me see, Amawana. Yeah, so by is a preposition meaning in, on, with. So you could use that. Amawana, baya. Yeah, you could do it as like a you could do it. I'd probably form it as like a double barrel, like put Amawana first, and you'd put if you just put a hat at the end, and then baya, and with ya as well, you put a hat at the end. If you're doing like a name, if it's a masculine, you just do Amawan, and that would kind of be the masculine or the feminine, if that makes sense. Now with forming names, you can kind of play around with it. You don't necessarily have to be like grammatically correct. So you may not need the preposition. I would say you want to get with Priest and Officer Hazahab. He's real sawab with the names and forming those names. You could probably just do like for a boy, you could do probably Amawanya, which would be like it's joining the name, it's joining Amawan and Ya. So like Amawanya would be the same thing, like faith in God, right? Or faith with God. You can kind of join it and play with it that way. It's a bit different. Amawanaya. You could probably do it the same kind of way. Amawanaya. Just kind of join it instead of using the ba to connect it. You can just do it, connect those two words. Amawanaya. That sounds more like a name. You feel what I'm saying than a sentence. All right, if that makes sense. All right. Let me see. To the Yama Michael Mayam equals water. Was that to a to like one of the what's it called? These phrases we translate in, or were you asking if Mayam is water? Oh no, this was when we're going over the alphabet, right? So yeah, you was giving a representation, the water, right? So you can see in this word Mayam, you can see the first version of Ma is at the beginning, and then the other version of Ma is at the end, right? The water for the example. All right, cool. What else we got?
There's going to be a drought.
There's going to be a drought. Okay, so there is going to be a drought. Okay, and how would we say this in Hebrew?
Yahaya Karab, or is that not it?
Say again.
Would it be Yahaya Karab?
Yahaya Karab. Most common. Hold on. Yeah, here. The most common word for drought is Karab. Now, I had a look when I was researching the word for drought. There's kind of two ways you can say it. So I'm gonna show over here, right? It's just one is less common. It's kind of like we did earlier with what was the word? I think it was between Mabawal and Shatap, where Shatap is less common and more specific to like a certain type of flood. We have here, so we got Karab, which this is the most common word for drought. It's not even used that many times. So it's like heat, dry, drought, desolation. See here is drought 3 times, right? And dry 3 times. Then you have Batazarath, right? Now Batazarath is more specifically drought or the absence of water. The problem is it's only really used once, right? So dearth or drought. What is it? Refers to a severe lack, scarcity, or inadequate supply of something. Okay, so that's not even really specific to a drought, like water, lacking water, right? But if you're specifically talking about, I suppose you could use, what I'm going to say is basically you can use either form. You can either use Karab, which is more common, or you can use Batazarath, which is more specific, right? So I'll put both in. So you gotta say Yahya Karab. And the reason I also want to put in Batazarath is because Karab is more commonly it's more commonly used as the word for sword. And even the word drought, it comes from that word meaning to figuratively a drought as well. But if you use it for, if you want a more specific, lack of water, which is what a drought is, then you can use Batazarath. All right, so I'm gonna put both here. So you can use Yahya Karab. I need the A before the R, or Yahya Batazarath. Okay, there is going to be, or there will be, a drought. Okay, it's two different ways you can say it. All right, also shalom to the young man checking in from Fresno, California. Always checking in. Good to see you. Yeah, how about you? I put his registry in here as well. Corey Banya Howda, Banya Shala. No sign of Christ. All right. I think there was another phrase to do with drought you had mentioned earlier. What else you got? You had another phrase,
there will be a famine.
Kyla? If you are talking, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There will be a famine.
There will be a famine. Okay, so similar to the drought, there will be a famine. Okay. Do you remember what the Hebrew word for famine is? La'ah. Okay, the Hebrew word for famine is ra'ib. Ra'ib is a famine or hunger. Okay, so how would you say there will be a famine?
Yahya Ra'ib.
Yahya Ra'ib, right? Which would be there will be a famine or there will be famine. There will be hunger. Okay, so Yahya making a future tense, and then Ra'ib is the word for famine. Okay. Is there any more suggestions you had? I think we'll go until like 8:30, then go through some vocabulary.
I have the grass or the ground is too wet.
Okay. The grass or ground is too wet. All right. Oh, no sweat. Ain't don't worry about it. No sign. You here now. No sign, Christ. All right, the water for tuning in. All right, so the grass or the ground is too wet. Now, in terms of the grass, I don't believe there's a specific word for grass. Matter of fact, let me take a look to see if we have something down for grass. I think with grass, it's like grass or green herbs. Something lines in the right context. Is it the video on my side? I think my thing might be a little choppy. I'm seeing it on my other screen. Is it kind of freezing up for you, Kyla?
It's been on and off the whole class.
It's been on and off. All right, give me 1 second. Let me try something here. Try and get a better get that connection. Let me try this right here.
right at it. Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was of what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up, nigga. When I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the goat. And they know I'm raw, and they know the spot, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You can focus on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now. I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the building. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home truth, I ain't never had to choose. I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all try to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
All right, Salakia. Of course, my whole thing just decides to damn near shut down. But hopefully y'all can hear me now. Hopefully my connection is a bit better now. You'll let me know. If there's any issues, just let me know if I'm still chopping up. My video a little blurry. How's it looking, Kyla?
It's too out.
It's too wide? Okay, too wide. All right, let me share my screen again. So what I was saying is, we're looking at the grass. Let me see. Looking for the grass of the field. Some grass. Let me have a look at some references here. Okay. Grass has a bunch of different definitions. So we got here Yarak. Okay, so Yarak, let's get into this word. Meaning green or green thing. Right, so it's the yellowish green of young and sickly vegetation. Right, let me search grass and let me see if it comes up as a this lexicon thing. And one exact matches. Okay, so we got grass, green herb, fleece mowings, mown grass. Okay, so we don't want that. Thresh, tread outbreak. Okay, dasha or datha is tender grass. Katazayar, grass, hay, herb, or leeks. Grass. Well, hops originally the same as from the greenness of the courtyard, grass also a leak collectively. Let's just do the ground. Let's do the ground is too wet. That's a more simple form and more basic of what we're saying. All right, so let's do the ground. Ground in Hebrew is Adam or like Adamah, like coming from the the name Adam means ground. So the ground. Verifies the most common. You could say like Arataza, which is the earth. From what I understand, you want to say more Adamah. What you can see here is the word for ground or land. Hold on, show this tab. All right, ground or land. See, it's ground 43 times, land 125th. So ground is general, tilled, yielding sustenance. Yeah, so this is the one you want to use, right? Country, earth, or ground. Okay. So how would you say, and this is Adamah, how would you say the ground?
Ha Adama.
Ha Adamah. Right? And then if to say like too wet, you'd probably use that to say the word too, as in too, you'd probably use that same word ma'ad. So ha Adamah. Different word used to say something is too. Let's see. This thing is too heavy, too much. Let's have a look at some references. Too hard for the Lord. Let's see. Let's see. Now my thing's going slow. It's probably a smoother. It's like smooth on the live, but it's like slower on my side. No, ain't no sweat, anything. Let's see. So is anything too hard? So how does it do this here? Is it Pala'ah? Haya, Pala'ah, Mayahawa. Let's see. This is probably just the word like, okay, too marvelous, to be marvelous. All right, so it don't seem like there's like a specific word to say something is too. I imagine you'd probably use that ma'ad. Like you're saying that the ground is very wet, is basically what you're saying. Let me go back to, I want to get the word for like wet. Let's see. Stores, go exact match. Okay, yeah, you'd use ma'ad. All right, let me look for the word wet. Okay, so we got the two verbs. We really want adjectives. So let's see if any of these break off. A root. We got, this is to dip or tazabai. Diverse colors. Okay, so to dye something. Okay. What's the other one? Ratab. To be, some people don't like words like that. to be to be wet with rain. Okay, and is that the only? They are wet with the showers of the mountains. And that's the word we're looking for. So let me go into this reference and see how it's worded. So Yaratabwa, okay, miles of rams with from the showers, the hills, and then it uses it here as like almost an adjective. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do. How would we word this? Let me see. I think would you just use, what is it? Ratab. Let me have a look. So ha adama. The word is ratab ma'ad. Right. So to say the ground is wet is just ha adama ratab. To say the ground is very wet, or I need to be over here. It's like here, sharing this screen. To say the ground is very wet or too wet, you could just add ma'ad at the end. All right. Ha adama ratab ma'ad. The ground is exceedingly wet. Right. It's too wet. Okay. All right. We at 8:37. I was gonna go to 8:30. Do you have another? Is it a quick one? Do you have any more? Okay. All right. What we're gonna do now is we're going to switch over to the second half of the class. We're going to go through some vocabulary. All right. So we're going to start. Where are we starting from? Deuteronomy 6. Deuteronomy. To take off my caps lock. 6 and verse 10 is where we're going to start. That's 6 and verse. Go to 6 and verse 11. All right, so let me just prepare my thing right here. Y'all can grab your if you have separate like vocab sheets or notebooks, make sure you grab those. Just gonna get this ready. Okay. Where is the let's close everything here. What the hell are we doing that for? Slovakia. All right. Until take this off. Entire screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so from Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 11. So let me get Deuteronomy 6. Take this off. Okay, I need to grab the interlinear again. Slovakia. Alright, so let's get in the chapter and we're going down to verse 11 is where we starting. So 6 and verse 11. We're starting right. I passed it. Where's the 11? I see 10. Here we go, 11. Alright, so okay, so we got Wa Bathium. Okay, so this here, we have wa as a preposition. My caps lock again. Preposition. And what does wa as a preposition mean?
And or continuation.
Exactly. And or a continuation of what's being said. Then we have here, if we go into this, should just be bayath. I can see it here now. Let me see. Comes from bana, to build. Okay. Bayath. Phoenician, Bath, Bayatha. Okay, this one I'm gonna just in the house of. We need to have a look at this word, whether that ya is something that the oppressor added as a vowel. So we see here, it's just written as Bath, Sabian, Bath, Obayath. All right, for now, I'm not sure. I'm gonna just leave it as Bayath, but I might have a look at that one. So Bayath is a noun meaning house. All right, so this is like palace, temple. Well, these are just the houses of like kings or royalty. All right, but in the simplest form, it means house. You can also like abstract it to be house of this, house of that, house of judgment, which would be the temple, house of food or whatever, which would be whatever it is, right? Bayath is just the basic word for type Bayath again, house. Okay. Let's go. Okay, now we got Mala'ayim. Okay, Mala'ayim. So Mala'a would be an adjective. And it's put as yam here because adjective has to match in number and in gender to the noun it's modifying, right? So if we're talking about multiple houses, you have to put mala'a yam, right? But the root here is just mala'a, which is an adjective meaning full. Okay, so full, filled, or complete. Full or filled is basically the same thing. Just put fullness. What's it here? Abundant, full. Yeah, full or complete is what I'll put it as. Or maybe even just full. For the most part, it's just full. The other ones are like one, defined as this one time. So we just put full. Just keep it simple. All right. So mala'a, the adjective meaning full. Then we have here cow. What does cow mean?
All, any, or every.
All, any, or every, exactly. Right. So everything of the category that's about to follow. And right, when I go into it, is this a preposition or a noun? It's saying it's a noun, masculine. It's a noun. Okay. I suppose it can also be a preposition. All right. So cow, tawab. Right. So now we have tawab. There's a noun. There's a verb. Is in to be good. So goodness, good things. We do the noun version. So as a noun, it means goodness. Let me see, what's it mostly defined as? Goodness is the highest Good is another thing, or good things. Okay. Then we have, comes from this. Is this one an adjective or a verb? Okay, this is a verb meaning to be good or to do well. Okay, so let's get this. Okay. So another one we might need looking into this here. I've seen this tab, yatab. Okay, so I've seen it sometimes without the Y, but for now, let's leave it that it is. So this is to be good, or to be or do better. So mostly defined as to please, to be pleasing or good. So let's do it like that. To be good or pleasing. Okay. To how do I okay. All right, let's see what we got next. To 11. There we go. All right, Tawab Ashar. So we got Ashar. I always have to look up this word. I think I'm gonna do it from memory. It's a conjunctive. It's that type of word. Right? Not to get too overcomplicated, but in case this does help anybody like the type of what it is, Ashar in its simplest form just means, if I can't lie, what does Ashar mean?
Which.
Which, right? In its simplest form, it just means which. Okay. You have La'ah. This word is a negative participle. Okay, and it basically means no or not, right? It's basically whatever you're saying, this didn't happen, right? It's the negative, right? It's an adverb. It could just mean even the word no itself, nothing. No 525 times, or basically the what's it called? A primitive particle, article of negation, right? So this didn't happen, or you're not to do this, right? Seems here. Let me change it from okay, adverb. I think I'll put here. It's a negative particle. Is that how I do this? Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. All right, then we have mala'ath. So mala'ath is again, this word mala'at means, it's an adjective meaning full. So I guess this is a verb version, right? To fill or to be full. Okay, so this is, let me just add this in here. Mala'a as an adjective, then you have mala'a as a verb. Mala'a as a verb means to be, or to fill or be full. In simplest form, right? Fill, fulfilled. We'll put also in this one fulfill. Okay. Is that how you spell that? Is it one L? Where's the? I've gone from it now. What's flagging up? What's the problem? The fill apparently has one L. Okay. All right. Then we have wa barath. Okay, so we've got wa as a preposition. Then we have barath. There's the root here. Barath or barar. Bawar. Let me see. Bar, pit, or cistern. Okay, for this one here, bawa r. This O sound. Let me see. We'll just put bar for this. All right, so this is a noun. This is how you would say a pit or a well. Okay, you can see here a pit hole, especially one used as a cistern or a prison. It's a cistern. Look up the term. Is a cistern just another way of saying well? So waterproof container or tank used to hold liquids, most commonly water. Okay. All right. So it's like a reservoir. Okay. What are we here? So pit, well, or cistern. Okay. Then let's go back. We have katazawabium. Okay, so what's this? A verb? Katazab. Okay. Katazab is a of. Okay, to hew or hewn. We'll put to hew. Cut or carve. All right, to hew out basically means to like dig, right? Yeah, to hew, split. Yeah, dig, divide. Yeah, it means like to carve out or dig out. Okay, I'll put dig in here as well. Okay, let's see what else we got. So katazab meaning to dig. We have ashar, which means which. La'ah, kataz, let's be the same thing, the same root word. Then we have karamyam. All right, so karam would be the singular, and it means a vineyard. All right, so karam would be a noun, meaning a vineyard or vineyard, however you pronounce it. Right, a garden or vineyard. It's pretty much always a vineyard. All right. Then we have wa zayathium. Okay, so we've got olive tree, right? So zayath, I think I'll call this word when going through different types of trees. Zayath is a noun meaning either the olive itself or the olive tree. Okay, the tree, the branch, or the berry, right? It would all be referred to as zayath. Okay. let's go back. Okay, the olive trees are Shala'ah. Then we have Nata'if. All right, Nata'if. Let's get this here. What's the root? Natai. Okay, Natai, meaning to plant or to assist. Okay. Okay. In or to fix. Okay, so to plant or to fasten. You see here, establish, pitch, plant. So to bury something in the ground to make it, sturdy. All right, so we put to plant as primary. And it could also be, what was the other word it used? To fasten or fix. I mean, by to plant, if you like plant a beam, that would kind of be it, meaning like, to fix something. If you plant a foundation, you're fixing it into the ground. That sort of thing. All right. So I'll leave it as just to plant. Let's see, we at 8:56. We had a question. Hold on. What does the word Zalara mean? What is this word Zalara? Okay, when trying to spell Zalaya in Hebrew, it's like, does this word have a meaning? Zalaya. Okay, so you trying to, is it Zalaya you want, or the other one? What was the other one? Zalara. I think it was Zalaya you wanted, right? All right, let me see if I can find it. So let me get like a Google Translate. Let's get the word. Or let me just do Hebrew keyboard. Let's try and search for the word. This will be the last thing to close out the class. So you said you wanted La, Ya. Like that. All right, let's see if we can find it here. Okay. All right. I'm not finding. Let's see if it might be Salah or something like that. How do I do this? Just come up with anything. Nah. I'll search it here. Sometimes it's must be a specific place. Okay, I'm not coming up with anything. It's a liar. You'd have to I mean, if you have a reference, you can bring the reference, but I'm not sure. I'm not finding the word, and I can't really exactly like search Zelaya because it won't really come up. It's the it wasn't this word you wanted. Let me see if this has anything. No, it was the Zelaya you wanted. Not like that. You'd have to like give a reference or something. I'm not sure where. Like if you've got the word from somewhere, I'm not sure. Nothing springs to mind with that word. All right, so you have to let me know. But with that, we at 8:59. Salakia, I need to get up out of here. So Captain Karate and Damuba can go ahead and do on the ends. Let's see. Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, with that, I'm gonna close out the class. Go ahead and salute the brothers, Yemen and Israel. I'm Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbath. I'm Madiam Barak. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yadyamatah. All right, sister, stand. I'm Madian. All right, Yemen and Israel. I'm Madiam. I'm Madiam Shabbath. I'm Madiam Barak. Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shamar Alatha Ba'ashem Yahushai.
No sign of Christ. Yad Yamata. And class dismissed. All right. Most sign Christ the water. Everybody for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in for On the Ends tonight. Tune in for Real Time Revelations on Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time on TikTok. With that, see y'all, man. See y'all. Shalom, Lord Christ.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're